P'alante opened the door for me in the university.
Proyecto P'alante will always be necessary, I believe, until we can fix this crisis in education at the high school level.
My involvement with Proyecto P'alante begins almost before Proyecto P'alante was founded, and that is that the history of Proyecto P'alante is informed, first, why is it called P'alante? It's a Puerto Rican expression, and it obviously comes from the demands primarily of Puerto Rican youth on this campus to address their particular needs.
Well, one thing that I remind my students is that although our program is meant to help students who do not meet the criteria to get into most universities, we have to be the reminder that it's not an ACT score, it's not a GPA score what determines the capacities and the abilities that a student has to succeed in life. We have many examples in the state of Proyecto P'alante students who have become leaders in our communities and in the country.
Our community is such a better place because of Proyecto P'alante, and there are so many advocates and so much, how would I say it, richness in our community in terms of teachers and architects and doctors and lawyers that have passed through that. Without that program, they wouldn't have been given the first opportunity.
The community should know that this program was really started by students, Latino students, who felt the need to bring in more Latino students to these universities. Back in around 1971, there were only 77 students, Latino students at Northeastern. And these students organized themselves around the Union for Puerto Rican Students, and also they created the Que Ondee Sola publication. And they were the ones that really presented a demand to the Northeastern Illinois University administration about creating a program to bring in more Latinos to this university.
So Proyecto P'alante is really on a national level, it's communities. This include Mexican, Puerto Rican, obviously African American communities demanding that universities open their doors, the university have a commitment to retaining those students, that universities were not just ivory towers for the select few, that a university had really, in the case of Northeastern, in the case of the University of Illinois, had an urban mission.
Who I am today has a lot to do with what I was before. I was going in one direction, and Proyecto P'alante hit that and redirected me. And the redirection had all kinds of things to do with making me assess myself, making me look at myself in the mirror. And when I look in the mirror, I don't see only myself, I see my culture, I see my community. And that was what I think is the basis of the success of the program so far.
I'm very thankful that the first group of Latinos that were there who did not come in through Proyecto P'alante and were able to qualify to get through regular admissions. I'm very grateful that they didn't forget about the rest of us, and that they, had the vision to say, well, even though we're okay, let's do something to help all those other folks that are not okay. And so then for me, that's the example that I learned in '72, and I continue that example.
Came in through Proyecto P'alante barely at a 2.0 GPA and at a 15 ACT score. I'm someone who went to 2 CPS schools and 3 alternative schools, and then Northeastern through Proyecto P'alante. I'm now a senior at Northeastern Illinois University in my 4th year. So graduating in 4 years with a 3.75 GPA. An editor of Que Onde Sola magazine and the president of Union for Puerto Rican Students. A YAS minor, Justice Studies major, and activist in the Humboldt Park community, a director of a youth space, a senior seminar teacher at Clemente High School. But all these things because of a program my freshman year that showed me the importance of a Latina being successful in secondary education. As a Latina making it in 4 years and graduating in 4 years, a Latina contributing to community, a Latina educating other Latino freshmen at Northeastern Illinois University. All those things because of a project, a program that opened my eyes to something bigger, a societal issue.
Everybody, I had the grades, but I still needed that guidance and support. Proyecto P'alante, I would say, kept me motivated throughout the way.
Maybe the day that I get accepted, I could still think of it as if it happened yesterday. I mean, and when she said, like, oh, you're admitted, I mean, that was like the happiest day of my life because I never thought that I could go to college.
It's because of Proyecto P'alante's introduction, giving that, that welcoming feeling to me at such a big institution that really made the difference for me to come and be here.
Recruitment program, it has really developed into a comprehensive educational assistant program, meaning that the program does recruitment, admission, orientation and registration, academic advisement, developmental instruction, financial aid counseling, career awareness, and also cultural reinforcement services.
There's good support services here at Proyecto P'alante. That's one of the good things. It's not a revolving door. You're not just bringing in students that, hey, sink or swim, you're on your own. No, there's people, there's counselors, there's tutorials, there's reading, there's English for a second language. There's all these programs that are there to help you succeed in this journey.
My message to the incoming Proyecto P'alante Latino students would be for them to understand that there has been a history and a legacy of struggle in order to create our program, and for them to take advantage of the opportunities that are offered to them while they're here at Northeastern.
I would say take the program seriously, help expand it, be an advocate for that program because it meant a lot, for many other students to participate in the program.
I am just so honored and excited to have been a part of Proyecto P'alante.
I hope that this program continues to flourish and that many more students have the opportunity to go through this program and continue to pay forward with the knowledge that they've obtained here, to continue to provide that knowledge throughout the Latino community. I wish them much success, and I wish much success on the program.
I believe the advantages of being a Proyecto P'alante student is being able to have a community of Latino students who understand that secondary education is a possibility for them.
For the first time, I saw myself as somebody who could do well in school. I never imagined that.
It's helped whole generations of Latinos. If you look at anybody who's anybody in the city, people in elected office, people in education, people in politics.
For me, the young people that go through Proyecto P'alante should be the young people who always have in back of their mind where they came from, where this program originated, and an ethical commitment to move it forward in such a way that you don't forget where you came from and that you go back to where you came from so you can be part of the transformation of our communities so we can create truly a culture of excellence in our communities.
I think programs like Proyecto P'alante are still necessary.
Most definitely. We face a crisis in education, specifically in high schools and urban communities in this city, Pilsen and Humboldt Park specifically, right? Latino students from those communities don't necessarily get the education that equips them for higher education.
The success of, I would say, of Northeastern itself is very much tied to the success of Proyecto P'alante.
What I can say is something big. It's something that Proyecto P'alante is not just that I just came to work. It's a family member. They make me feel that we are a family. That if I have my family, my own family in my home, and when I came to work, this is my family too.